Hello everyone. So we're talking about what I'm going to talk about today is the STEAM educational approach. Usually I'm always linking it to physical education, but today I'm going to try a little different route. We're going to go more with a math and arts way. So here we go. STEAM education is a learning model that we know uses science, tech, engineering, arts, and math to guide students in a different way of thinking. It's experimental, what available into it's a creative process. Collaboration is vital in STEM, and it helps with creativity, innovation, and for the learners involved. STEAM will help us disrupt the normal learning process and introduce a new thinking and forging into different careers. The learning process will increase the students' achievement rate and the teacher efficacy, and it also helps us run away from normal school thinking. And enables students to think of themselves as problem solvers, and this way they will create jobs rather dependent on the jobs that are not there. So we're talking about art to illustrate STEM ideas. In a normal classroom, it's harder to teach and illustrate math ideas and achieve 100% rate retention. So we're kind of going for the visual learners, and it can be achievable by using art to achieve mathematical concepts in their class. The class can engage in groups to decode geometrical figures and finally illustrate drawings and visual explanations. Some of the critical lessons better understood illustrations would include angle sizes, shapes, and different symmetrical exploration. All of these are key for an aspiring color scientist and are better understood through an exciting illustration in class. So there's different ways of learning. In this model, we're kind of going for the visual kinesthetic learners as to opposed to an audio learner. The best way to incorporate this learning model is by integrating art with the other STEM subjects such as math and geometry. For instance, encouraging kids to study through experiments across the subjects and making art exciting through geometrical illustrations. To develop a functional STEAM approach, math and geometry is an exciting field, much feared and adored at the same time by their students. Here, geometry will make art using math and specifically geometry. They will use a scientific and mathematical idea to achieve geometry and art in the same lesson. For instance, they will draw shapes that they can color and assume a color scientist's role. So here we go. We have different, on the right, there's different shapes and little like scrapbooks. This would include shapes and dimensions they would come across. The drawings and shape would introduce them to real-life geometrical thinking. Later on, this would attract their attention towards further research into graphic design and illustration. Oh, what did I hit? Below marks some of the possible geometrical illustrations that are later colored to the students' liking. This approach could create a distant interest in graphical and geometrical coloring that may even help them grow interest in becoming color scientists eventually. Wrapping things up, as we said, the mechanism would be key in achieving a higher rate and retention for the students towards geometry in class and assignments. In addition, it would inspire creativity, flexibility, adaptability, and productivity and innovation across their fields. It's worth noting that the STEM without the A is shaky and on a weak foundation, so throwing in art more holistic as it increases interaction in class and makes lessons much more enjoyable. Incorporating arts into math and geometry will have a better outcome and more profitable impact on the students as it can be practiced out throughout their career. Finally, incorporating the arts dimension in STEM has many benefits, including better performance, decision-making, visual learning, and creativity, and enhancing their motor skills. So that wraps up my thing. But yeah, just a different way of looking at things. Usually I always talk about phys and health, so today I thought about why don't we try math. But thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you